I don't get into super exotic plants because they can be exorbitantly expensive. And so I like to just have plants that are super accessible. Yeah, so I'm a violinist and violist, and I teach violin and viola full-time. So this is sort of like my foyer that a lot of parents come into and kids come through for their violin lessons. When kids of all ages come in for their very first violin lesson, it can be like a little nervous and a little scary. So as soon as they come in the door, they're greeted by like all these plants. So they're immediately distracted by like being a little nervous for their violin or viola lesson. And then they're just like looking around the room and they're like, are these real? And they'll like come over and like try to grab the plant. Parents come in, they drop their kid off, the kid's doing music lessons and the parents are just sitting here amongst like all the plants, and they always comment about how it's nice and it feels like a relaxing sort of spa atmosphere. And it just kind of keeps things calm, peaceful, serene. So yeah, it's like a talking point, a bouncing off point. And it makes everybody feel pretty at ease in here of just like looking around at all the plants and stuff. And then we can carry on and have our lessons. And so for a lot of the gifts that the kids give me, they're pretty much all plants. And a lot of the parents ask for cuttings. And so it's nice to sort of like cut through the small talk and like just talk about plants as soon as the kids come in for music lessons. Yeah, so I grew up in Nashville in an 1880s farmhouse. We had 6 acres and it was like a little mini farm. We had plants growing up, but mostly just like tomato plants and vegetables outside, so nothing like really in the house. My mom was really terrible with plants, so she killed all of the ones that were gifted to her. I guess when I went to undergrad and then I like saw that you could have plants in your dorm, it was nice to sort of like, you know, you're in a concrete block cell, so having some living things was like nice to liven it up a little bit. But yeah, undergrad, it was nice to have something to like take care of in a small little dorm. I would visit from college on my breaks every semester, and then I was the first person to like water these pothos plants at my mom's house. Yeah, so just they're not really good with plants at all. I don't think they want to be, but I think it's just like the lack of interest. Like if you're interested in trying to get something to grow, then you can get it to grow. But if you're like you don't care about them, then they just, you know, kind of wither away. This is a cutting that we took off of a plant from like many years ago. So a lot of these plants have either started as cuttings that we took from our friends or family and then moved across the country. So about 75% of our plants have been with us for like 7 years. This is a rubber tree, and my husband's uncle gave it to us when it was about this tall, and it was just like a one-stemmed tree. This plant my husband got when he was an infant and he was born in the hospital, and his mom got it as a present for the new birth of my husband. Yeah, in our first apartment, had a lot of houseplants. That was like one of the first things that we did together is we went to a bunch of different botanical gardens as like early dates, and just bought a lot of cool houseplants and repotted them in our kitchen. And it's really nice to share them with other people. So we do a lot of cuttings and clippings, and people come in to our house, and if they like a certain plant, then we just cut it, put it in water, root it, and they're really nice to share. I like that plants are resilient. A lot of people think you either have a green thumb or a black thumb, but it's just trial and experiment and see what works for some plants and figure out what plants work best for your lifestyle. And it's really nice to share them with other people.